It's about Granthis. Literally, the word Granthi means something where I create a knot. Like if Andrea had very long hair and I braid it, that braiding would be called Granthi. Here in yoga, Granthi refers to what is often described as cross connections of the two major Nadis, Ida and Pingala. At the base chakra, Muladhara chakra, Ida is on the left side, Pingala is on the right side. In Swadhisthana chakra, which is the next chakra up, it is supposed to cross over. And I've seen enough literature where that crossing over, wherever that crossing happens, is considered to be a Granthi. Whereas my understanding is that is not entirely correct. Because the movement of this, all the major 14 Nadis actually, but we will stick with the 3 Nadis, Ida on the left, Pingala on the right, and Sushumna is in the middle. They don't actually intersect with Sushumna. They can't, they must not. But in the way they go, they're considered to be going from one chakra to the next. It's a spiral movement. Helix is a very basic thing in the DNA structure as well as in these nadis. So that because it is a helix movement, as it goes to the next chakra, it will switch left to right. And that helix continues from chakra to chakra. The nadi which begins on the left side, when it comes higher up to the higher chakra, ends up in the left side. So sometimes for simplicity, whatever nadi is on the left side is directly related to, let's say, the ear, left ear. Right side nadi is related to right ear. But this is a simplification. The actual sensation should be that it is a spiral movement. And wherever it goes through a chakra, as it reverses its position, it will create a different dynamic with regard to the Sushumna nadi. This is often referred to as a blockage, and the name of that blockage is given as a Granthi. The idea is to open up that Granthi, make it free in such a way that this energy called Kundalini rises up freely through that. Also, Granthi is kind of a fuse. You have electric current flowing, and in order to stop it from causing certain damage, you put a fuse. So if you overload the circuit, the fuse blows. Same image is given with regard to Granthi. That to stop the Kundalini energy rising kind of accidentally, you are given this Granthi so it doesn't cause that kind of damage. It will cause a lot of damage if it rises. However, just as in the electric circuit, the reason the fuse blows is because somebody is overloading the circuit. Same way, Granthi doesn't create a problem by blowing. Granthi, which is like that fuse, will only blow if the Kundalini energy rises by a bad way. What is the bad way? It's a psychic thing, and it's supposed to open that channel through proper psychological and spiritual behavior. Which means if it is to open the fuse, if you will, the Granthi, in the lowest chakra, which is the Muladhara chakra, I have to understand what that chakra is related to. The negative and positive aspects that I have given here in this chart, it is the negative would be my greed. If I am a greedy person, that lock will not open, should not open. The safe way to open that lock or begin the opening of the lock is to recognize that I am greedy and learn to be generous. And yet, the proper effect on the sushumna through that area would only happen when there is a much clear understanding that definitely I don't want to be greedy. But being generous is also, what am I generous with? I'm generous with whatever I'm given. That which is given by the divine power. It is not my achievement. So my attitude towards that generosity should be, on the one hand, I am generous. On the other hand, I should see that to be able to be generous itself is a God-given blessing. I am a trustee of whatever I'm given. Okay? That attitude should be there. Now, suppose I don't have that attitude. I'm not even particularly generous. I'm sort of little generous. But I quite happily cheat on something like my taxes. Every year I have to file a tax return. I kind of cheat a little with it and I justify it. And I say, not that big a crime. It's kind of a small thing. In the meantime, I do give a donation here, there, to feed poor people. So I feel kind of holy. And then I use active pranayama practice to open that center up. That would be described as I'm putting the cart before the horse. Instead of clearing up that channel by proper behavior, I'm now forcing through pranic energy to open that. So what I'm saying is, while these granthis can be opened up by strong practice, correct practice of pranayama and meditation, don't do it without proper guidance. And the proper guidance would often include, is your moral, ethical behavior correct? I'm a fairly moral person and I'm ethical. But I'm very conscious of the fact that I do cheat on taxes. Not very much, a little bit. A little lie is a lie. And I can rationalize it. Okay? But it is wrong. It is wrong meaning I'm obviously attached to that material possession. That attachment is a hindrance. That's why this kind of practices were taught to people who went and retired kind of into an ashram, where they don't need these things and they can do without material possessions.